Most of us have been sold this picture perfect idea of balance. But what if, and stay with me here, what if everything you believe about balance is just plain wrong? If self care feels more like a chore than a cure, then you're in the right place. In this video, I'll break down why your routines might not be working for you, how to ditch the guilt, and most importantly, what you can change right now to actually feel better. Let's get real. Let's get honest. Let's maybe laugh a little while we figure this all out together. Let's start with the obvious. You've been there, right? You book a spa day, set aside some time for yoga, or you plan a Netflix binge, expecting to feel better, but somehow you don't. In fact, sometimes you feel worse. You feel more overwhelmed, less relaxed, and even guilty for wasting time on yourself. Here's why. Self-care isn't just about what you do, it's about how and why you do it. It's about intention. Research shows that poorly planned or guilt-driven self-care can backfire, leaving you stuck in a cycle of stress and disappointment. Imagine trying to fill an overfilled coffee cup. It just spills everywhere and makes a mess. Well, that's what happens when you pile on self-care without addressing what's draining your emotional energy. I've seen this with my clients. I've seen this in my own life. All right, here's where we fix the mess. Self-care isn't about piling on trendy habits until you snap. It's about building something sustainable. Imagine your self-care routine as a foundation for the life that you want. Not a quick fix or a quick patch for your problems. Let's break it into 5 steps that make sense, don't overwhelm, and actually deliver results. Step 1, empty your cup. You can't keep pouring into a full cup. It's just going to spill everywhere. So start here. Identify what's filling your emotional cup to the brim. Maybe it's saying yes to too many commitments. Maybe it's letting toxic people hang around or beating yourself up with impossible expectations. Write it down. This isn't just busy work. Seeing your stressors in black and white helps you spot what needs to be changed. Ask yourself, what's one thing I can stop doing this week? Maybe it's saying no to an extra project at work, or letting go of the guilt for skipping that dinner invite. Whatever it is, give yourself permission to say no and to reclaim that space. Step 2. Redefine self-care. This is where the magic happens. Rethinking what self-care actually means for you. It's not about doing what Instagram or TikTok says looks good. It's about meeting your real needs. Look, if lighting candles and taking a bubble bath makes you roll your eyes, don't force it. Self-care might look like taking a power nap, diving into a project, or even doing something wildly unsexy like sorting your inbox to reduce chaos. Ask yourself, what do I really need right now? If you're tired, rest. If you're overwhelmed, focus and organize. Self-care doesn't have to look good. It doesn't have to look good for other people. It isn't the same for each of us. It has to be right for you. It has to feel good for you. Step 3, create micro rituals. Big sweeping changes feel amazing in theory, but they don't always work in real life. Instead, focus on micro rituals, small, repeatable habits that fit easily into your day. For instance, start your morning with a 3-minute gratitude practice. Write down 3 things that you're grateful for, no matter how small. Or jump out of bed, grab a coffee, and get right to work. That's what I do. That quiet time in the morning to get after it may be just what you need every day. Before you go to bed, write down the 3 things you will accomplish the next day and do them. The beauty of micro rituals is their simplicity. You're not trying to overhaul your life. You're just creating little moments of intention that build emotional resilience. And when life gets chaotic, these rituals will ground you. Step 4, build boundaries like a boss. Here's the tough love. Self-care without boundaries is like putting a Band-Aid on a broken leg. It doesn't work. You need to set clear limits with yourself and with other people in your life. That might mean blocking off no phone time after 9 p.m. Boundaries are about protecting your energy so you can give it to the right things and the right people that matter most to you. But first, you have to figure out what they are. Start by identifying your biggest energy drains, your energy vampires. Then practice saying no with kindness but firmness. For example, I'd love to help, but I don't have the time right now. That one sentence can save you hours of stress. Practice saying no. Step 5, celebrate wins, big and small. Now, this one might feel silly, but hear me out. Celebrating your progress is the key to staying motivated. Whether you finally say no to something draining, stick to your morning walk for a week, or simply carve out time to sit with your thoughts, it's worth celebrating. It's worth acknowledging. Create a system for recognizing your wins. Maybe you treat yourself to a fancy coffee on Friday. You've kept your self-care commitments. You have to acknowledge what you are doing in your life and celebrate. Ask yourself, who am I becoming through this process? Your story isn't just about surviving. It's about thriving and learning and growing, even if in the face of challenges. Now own that narrative. You get to decide what role self-care plays in your life. And the beauty is, you're writing it as you go. Now, you may want to watch Your Emotional Breakthrough Starts with this habit. It's all about one ridiculously simple mindfulness hack that can bring calm and focus into your day, even when life starts to feel like a circus. Let's make self-care something that finally feels good for you. We've got this.